Sam Bankman-Fried has been released on a staggering $250 million bond while he awaits trial. A former government trial attorney tells me that's the highest that he's ever heard of for someone granted release. It was $10 million for Madoff, $5 million for Enron's Jeff Skilling, and $500,000 for Elizabeth Holmes of Theranos. Bankman-Fried has also had his passport confiscated, is wearing an ankle bracelet to trace his whereabouts, and he will be confined to the Northern District of California, where he will be living with his parents in Palo Alto. His parents co-signed his bond and put up equity in their house as collateral, which is due January 12th. The house is valued at $4 million on Zillow, a fraction of the $250 million bond. A former federal prosecutor described this bond as unsecured, essentially an empty promise backed only by his parents' interest in their house, which is the only thing they stand to lose if Bankman-Fried flees. As part of the bail agreement, Bankman-Fried cannot open any new lines of credit above $1,000, and he has to submit to mental health counseling. Also important to note, there is no arraignment today because the presiding judge was out. So Bankman-Fried has not yet entered a plea for those 8 criminal charges. That should happen at the next court hearing on January 3rd. In the meantime, Bankman-Fried is headed to California. The government no longer footing the bill for his travel, though, so it's unclear whether he's flying commercial or paying to fly private. Back to you.
What did he say? He said yesterday he's down to his last 100,000 or something. But I wonder who's on the hook for the rest of that 250 million. But anyway, MacKenzie, I mean, what happens next? Presumably, he's going to try and make some kind of bargain because he doesn't want to spend the rest of his life behind bars. But he's had a couple of his former partners have turned against him and bought their own thing. So does he have any leverage to cooperate with the prosecutors now?
Not much. Like, now that he's back on U.S. soil, he doesn't have much leverage unless he has intel that he's willing to share on other bad actors in the crypto industry. As you said, 2 of his top deputies already established an arrangement with prosecutors in the Southern District of New York. They're cooperating to help them in their case into FTX. And Sam Bankman-Fried, a former federal prosecutor, tells me that, you know, if Sam is likely is going to try to gain cooperation credit by providing information that may be useful in other investigations, but it's not as easy as it sounds. To actually get this credit, he would have to provide information that leads to successful prosecutions of other individuals. Tamar?
Yeah, whether there are any other individuals left who haven't already stabbed him in the back. But anyway, MacKenzie, thanks a lot for that.
Hi, I'm Emily Tan, and thanks for watching CNBC. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.